Hey Capricorn, it's Meg with Padmes, and I'm doing your reading today. This is a March reading. I feel like this is a March reading for maybe the first couple of weeks, the first few days, that type of time frame. We're calling in our angels and guides of the highest vibrations of love and light because I don't want to talk to anyone else. And whoa, okay. We're just going to note that for a moment, all these different options. Ooh, you've got all sorts of things jumping out. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So it looks like already there's a big change up. There's a change up in a whole bunch of different opportunities. And somebody is kind of thinking for themselves. They're looking out for themselves. They're, I want to say that, but it's not necessarily this big selfish thing. It also feels like somebody is just kind of one-track minded and they don't even realize that it's almost like they think, well, whatever's good for me is good for this other person. That's what it feels like. And they believe that. So it's almost like you're an extension of them or they're an extension of you. But we're going to put these back in. And this is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What's going on in the next couple of weeks for you, Cap? So it does look like there's a lot of change going on. And there's a lot of manifesting going forward into the future. And there's also what was I thinking in the past? What was I asking for? What was I wishing for? Because now I don't necessarily want the same things. I even feel like somebody's talking about being a completely different person, like how all of our cells are different. Like every 7 years, we're just a totally different person. And this does seem like an internal change. It feels like a complete internal change. It also feels like what I was accepting in the past, I wasn't acknowledging my own worthiness. What I was accepting in the past or wishing for, I could have been wishing for so much more. It's like you were settling and you didn't even realize you were settling. And there's like no longer any communication that you're not wanting to communicate with that part of yourself. You're wanting to be in this new part of yourself. Okay, let's take a look at this. Yeah, this is about finding truth. Talk about the Hermit, going within, healthy self-reflection, but going so far within that you can't go back. It's like really, really understanding and knowing yourself. You've found the answers that you seek, kind of thing. What about this non-communication, right? It's like, I don't want to go backwards. I no longer want to be in this place where I was imbalanced and I didn't even realize I was imbalanced. And here's the Empress Reversed, right? This is about not knowing your worth and not even knowing to not know your worth. It's like, we can't ask the questions that we don't know what we don't know. And now it's like, wow, I wasn't giving to myself. I was thinking that I was in back and forth reciprocation, but there's some kind of settling that was going on here that wasn't even apparent. Tell me about this 9 of Cups here. And I feel like I was wishing for something that wasn't even as stable as I knew that I could be. Looking forward into the future, this is you starting fresh, starting new, starting over. Wow, Capricorn, what is going on? So let's take a look at your old wise tree spread and see what kind of information is coming up for you today. What kind of messages do your guides want you to know? What am I doing? That's so weird. Huh. I put the cards down in a weird place and I never do that. Okay. Doing things differently, I guess. I also feel like my body just put that there. So we're gonna I get it. Okay. So here's the King of Cups. There's a king. I put that down over here first, and this is in the place to release. I feel like there are two people here, two in love kings, and this can also be your energy. So Capricorn, this can be you being taking control of your own emotions. Being in love, this could be being in love with yourself. This could be aligning with your true love for yourself. I want to say this though, when I put that here, this is like releasing one person, choosing someone else, releasing one part of yourself. Even if it was this wonderful King of Cups, this good, emotionally connected, emotionally aligned person, releasing one and coming into contact with the other. Your big picture is the Chariot reversed. So something's going on with some planning that needs to happen. And here is that Seven of Cups that came up, that popped out earlier. So these are options. That song, haven't heard that in a long time. But you've got all these options. And so now there's a planning. There's a planning that needs to happen. Your angels and guides are talking about something that you need to, your higher self is talking about something that you need to release. And your angels and guides are talking about, these are past, I want to say observations, past observations, but these past observations are in need of realignment. They're in need of, like, look back at these past observations. You were thinking one way, but now you're looking at these past observations in another way. It's like there was some cloudiness to your observations. They're wanting to be, I'm hearing, redefined, redirected, reorganized. And that's the planning that needs to go on. Redefined, redirected, reorganized. What was I seeing there? Why was I seeing it this way? And why is it different now? The heart of the situation looks pretty, I'm hearing the word chunky, which is kind of funny. I'm not really sure what that means, but that's for somebody. But the heart of the situation, it looks hard. Here's a lot of healing going on from past betrayals. This is thinking about it, your mind being on it a lot, and really being upset about some past decisions, or like really going back and thinking about these past mistakes, past regrets, past decisions, being up in your head about it, maybe keeping you up at night. But this is about healing from those things. And going forward into the near future, we've got this King of Cups. Talk about forgiveness and understanding and respect and emotional understanding, emotional alignment. And this is all coming from a place of having to defend yourself, having to figure out, stand up for your truth, stand up for what it is that you need. I almost feel like it's like I didn't even know what I needed. And now I do. This is release the idea that you're an expert at this. There's still some planning to be done. There's still some victory to identify. What is the true victory? And I'm having resistance choosing one thing over another. So there might be, which part of myself do I want to choose? I have to choose a part and go with it. I have to choose a version of myself to focus on right now, is what I'm hearing. And past, present, future, we've got the Eight of Cups in the past. This is moving on from something, and it's also moving on from settling. It's moving on from something that was really difficult, that's still kind of holding you, but it's moving on from settling and moving toward the 10 of Cups, not just the 8. You're like, this was good enough for a time. We couldn't build the rest of the cups, and so I had to go find them myself. Energy now, here you are manifesting. Here you are open to receiving what you have manifested. You got that 3 of Wands earlier. And this is kind of waiting for those things that you've manifested, waiting for them to come in. And here you are coming out as the High Priestess in the trajectory, in the future. This is really understanding and knowing where your strength comes from, knowing what you've been through. I almost feel like you've been minimizing what you've been through. You've been minimizing your experience or not seeing the truth of it for what it is. I even want to say the immaculateness of what it is. Not having the reverence that it is worthy of. And then you come into that place and you find it and you feel it and you know it. Okay, I want to do some clarifying. So the first thing I want to look at is this heart of the situation, because this looks intense, chunky. What is that? I don't even, whatever that is. And it looks like this has to do with foundations and feeling solid, safe, and secure. This also has to do with, I mean, it can have to do with legacy, but building a business, building an empire, building a legacy, and moving forward into that, moving forward, trying to move forward to a better time, a better place, a better part of life, and somehow having to heal over that. There's more to the story. I almost feel like someone feels like they lost something because they were focusing so much on work or business. There's more to the story. And here's this 10 of Pentacles or the 10 of Diamonds. This would have to be doing with building a business, building a successful family, building a legacy, having everything. There's more to the story. It's like, I feel like there's so much that's happened that I've missed or something. Someone feels regretful about this and it's been plaguing them. Okay. But now here we have this King of Cups moving forward into the future. And this can have to do with romance, romancing a person, romancing life, having a sensuality that wasn't there before. And let's look at this Chariot. So this Chariot, this is so interesting because we've got this train, and the train is like going forward into the future, fast and furious. And there's some kind of stress here. There's some kind of, how do I go forward into the future? And that's what the planning is all about. I want to do this victoriously. This card is all about thinking about your actions in present time and how they affect your future. What are these options, Capricorn? Yeah, this is a brand new start, a brand new beginning. This is storming the castle with the truth. It's almost like somebody had an epiphany about who they are and what they want to do and where they are in this life and where they've come from. Yeah. So the 7 of Wands down here is being clarified with the snake in Lenormand. It's almost like I've been sabotaging myself and I haven't even realized why or how. I didn't even know that I was doing it. And it also feels like there's the possibility of someone else interfering or someone else influencing how you feel about yourself, what you were standing up for. And there's this complete clarity that's coming in. Your angels and guides are alerting you to this and you're listening to them, right? Here's the psychic pineal chakra card. This is about meditation. It feels like even in a meditation, you might have had this epiphany or come up with something and you realized, I need to stop doing this and I need to focus more on this other thing. There's something that this old truth was pretty much bringing you to your demise. This old truth was, it was almost like keeping you blind to what was going to make you great or connect you in with the universe and you just figured it out. Releasing the idea that you know everything yet, you're still trying to figure it out. And it could have to do with a person. Here's the gentleman and the Ace of Hearts or the Ace of Cups. And there's more to learn. There's more to know. There's more. You know what? This is exactly where I put that King of Cups. And it's like, here comes this gentleman with the Ace of Cups over here. That energy is there. I feel like somebody has to release something, someone, in order to pick someone else, choose someone else. And this is, I'm having resistance to making a choice. Tell me about that. And again, so for some of you, this is a person. For others of you, this is a part of yourself. This is image. This is an image that you're releasing and having possibly some difficulty releasing in order to move forward into the future. The High Priestess knows exactly who she is. So you're moving into that place. Let's take a look at her. Totally. So here are these kitty cats in Lenormand. And if she's not aloof, I don't know who is, but she's aloof. But what that really is observant, really observant. This is also acknowledging. I feel like this has to do with acknowledging gifts and understanding of past life skills and gifts that you're bringing into the future now. And it's almost like a door just opened, like you weren't ready for it yet. And now a door just opened. That could be this too. You're open to receiving, and you're receiving gifts from the universe, tools from the universe. And a door just opened for you and you're just receiving it. Gifts from past lives that you weren't using yet in this life, but you can access now. They're accessible now. Oh, wow. Okay, so here's the Eight of Cups and here's the Crossroads. Here's also the Queen of Pentacles or the Queen of Diamonds. And she very much knows. She trusts herself. She trusts herself that it's time to move on. Wow. That's like, I'm harvesting. It's the time for harvesting, cutting things off that don't serve you, cutting things off that deteriorate what it is that you're trying to achieve. Okay, Capricorn, that's what I have for you. I'm going to pull a Moonology card for you. Ooh, luck is on your side. I wanted to pull one of these too. These beautiful fairy oracles. Luck is on your side. This is the next couple of days to the next couple of weeks in March. And ooh, adventure. Laughter, spontaneous nature, and renewal. Luck is on your side. This one feels like it wants to come out too. Knowing, divination, converse, energy, free will. I feel like you have such a new beginning, a new opportunity, a new beginning. As soon as you make this choice, everything is going to change. There's a lot of change in March. Okay, that's what I have for you, Capricorn. I will see you soon.